name is Quophi Okyeame, and of course, I'm always your host with the most, and this is 30 Questions. Today, we have a man of God in the house, revered, reverend, by every standard, using modern methods to send very delicate messages to the people that need to hear, employing tactics, I call it, very beautiful tactics to penetrate the youth. You listen to him without realizing that you're actually getting a sermon. And before you realize, his word has become part of your daily life, which I think is very creative and makes the man of God business very attractive. I call it business, and later I will explain why. He's made it, he's personalized it, and he is always in the news for one thing said or the other. Please help me welcome Reverend Lamptey, the big boss, the general himself. Welcome to the show, boss.
Yes, sir.
How are you, sir?
He's Grace found us.
I know. God got you 24/7. How do you do it? I mean, you're different. You're different. You make church feel like something extraordinarily fun. You know how many times I've willed to come to the church, but one or two things would not allow me. I was surprised with what it is. I come and take the back seat.
We'll be waiting.
Okay, sir. But how do you do it? How do you do it?
If you want to do it by your strength, you fail. Since he called you, let him lead. When he calls, all that you will need for the journey is in you. Depend on him, and he will keep revealing a step in time, not all at once. For total and complete dependence.
Total dependency on God.
Yeah.
On God.
Yeah.
But the youth, I mean, they're making songs and using the same line, but I don't think they allow you to lead like that. On God, but are they really relying on God?
You see, on God is, let me see if I can borrow one of your big English. It's a dichotomized word. Okay.
It's not for me, it's yours.
On God has a dual edge. On God can mean depending on him. You understand? And when you walk into the bar and they say, you all take 3 shots, it's on me. It's also another meaning. So on God can mean I am depending on God. On God can also mean this one. Now you are the gift.
Nah, I'm giving it to God.
Yeah.
Everything. All right. I get where you're coming from. I get where you're coming from.
But my on God is total dependence on him.
Total
dependence. I mean,
holding nothing back.
Nothing back. I mean, what this? We're going raw.
You see, this is what I was talking about. You see the word? What this? We're going
raw,
sharp. But we're preaching. That's a sermon on this one. Ren, quickly, I think we're going to get into our 30 questions. But for you, I cannot have you here and not, try to get wisdom for my viewers.
I'm humbled.
Well, one of the main things happening in recent times is, the young folk giving up on marriages because they've seen examples, how many marriages go to the courts in a particular year and how many divorces follow months after. People are almost concluding that it's not an institution that is for everybody, and therefore most of them are trying to shy away from it. They'd rather have babies, baby mothers, baby fathers, which is very unrealistic when you put the book.
I like the way you polished it by the word unrealistic.
Yes.
It's dangerous.
I know, very dangerous. When you put the book down and analyze what the book is saying, and what they are deciding to do is like two parallel lines. It doesn't meet anywhere. Before you say I do, I want you to take just some little time out. Let's convince them again. Before you say I do, what should anybody expect? What should anybody be ready for?
That's That's a very deep question. I wouldn't say expensive question. I would say deep. Now, before you say I do, don't do with an expectation.
You go in expecting nothing.
Do focusing on the packaging you are bringing on board.
Packaging.
Don't say I do if you don't know who you are. Never say I do if you don't know what you are. Never say I do if you don't know where you are.
Who, what, and where.
Yeah.
The 3 W's.
Yeah. Do you know who you are? Do you know what you have? And do you know where you are? Because where the bus stopped for someone to alight, the same place someone boarded. So the end of someone's journey can be someone's beginning. And let me say this in your introduction, marriages that are still intact are more, way more than the divorce rate. So ask yourself, why are we trumpeting the half empty when we have half full? Why can't we also talk about the working, surviving, and existing ones? What you celebrate is what you attract. And because we keep talking that, divorce is on the rise, divorce is on the rise. Divorce is on the rise because wedding or marriage is also on the rise.
Right. So you have to strike a balance. A good
balance.
By data.
Let's stop trumpeting the negative aspect. The positive outweighs, outruns, and all whatever the negativities. You see the wrong one here, look to the left, you see 100 right. So let's begin to talk about the positive ones, the ones that are working. Peradventure, the good news from there will also encourage someone to say, if one is destroyed and 1,000 survives, let me go. I may join the 1,000.
I want to become one of the 1,000.
Thank you.
But what do you do to become one of the 1,000?
So who you are, what you have, and where you are.
Now, when you say what you have, do you have to be rich before you say I do?
That is where we got it wrong.
Now, where you are, do you have to be in America before you marry?
I knew you were coming there. I knew you were coming there. Where you are is not a geographical location.
Okay.
Because when you read Genesis 1, when God came, he said, Adam, where are you?
I am here.
He's looking for a mental location. A mental location. You see, and because there was a deficiency in his mental location, he interpreted the question to mean geographical location. And he said, I heard your voice and I hid behind a tree. Do you think God didn't see him?
God did.
He was looking for his mental. So make sure you have that mental astuteness. Make sure you are matured. How many young ladies of today sit by their mothers to be taught, to be educated? Today, hungry and empty stomach pastors calls every elderly woman a witch. So they're no longer willing to go to the elderly to counsel them. Are you hearing me?
Yeah.
And sometimes age is the reason they know, but not because they are witches. And even if you have the power to identify a witch, don't you think that same power can bring victory?
Interpretation here.
Don't call someone a witch if you don't have what it takes to deliver the person.
Oh. Okay.
Everyone Jesus met possessed, he delivered. And if he is in you, then everything you meet that is possessed, you must be able to do.
But usually they make reference. So it's not in the
Have you ever seen a prophet catch a witch in the family of a millionaire before?
No, that's difficult. That's going to be
So
like
the only way to overcome
looking for a brain in the sea.
Thank you. The only way to overcome witchcraft is to make money according to the way they are going about it. Because they only catch the witches in the family of the poor. The needy, the destitute.
Rich people are never witches. Rich people are
So
never.
you make the money and witches will disappear.
That's cool.
So to speak.
So that is where your central, your mindset, where
Your education is about mental.
Now, you also mentioned maturity.
Yeah.
Maturity in what sense? Is it age or in your thinking.
You don't mature by age.
Mm-hmm.
You mature by listening and observation.
Mm.
Where you going, somebody has been there before.
Yeah.
They may not look as pretty as you want them to look, but they are equipped with what you will need to survive.
Mm.
So observe and listen.
Who you are.
Who you are. Who are you?
I am me.
So who you
I
are,
am me.
who you are is the place you get to, that you are not scared by crowd, but motivated by your inner being.
Okay.
When you get to that point that somebody's success will not anger you, make you bitter, but rather gives you hope that, yeah, I can make it.
If you continue on this.
Let me just, you see, when you are not like the chaff, and you stand firm and you follow your dream. Chami, where is it written that a Christian lady cannot sell house akoko?
Nowhere.
Fura.
It's not written anywhere.
Wachi.
No.
Thank you. So wrong notion, wrong perceptions about ourselves. I need to be in the corporate world because I'm a Christian. And then early morning, you go and buy wachi in a queue with that young guy who is not married, also coming to buy wachi from Fusena, who is not married, looking for a potential husband. You came before that young George, but Fusena is looking for a husband. She's working. You and Fusena, who will George want to keep, and who will he want?
Because of free cocoa, George will look at Fusena.
You know, some of us when growing up, we had tea sellers, banku sellers, wachi sellers. You know,
They are called Wirafo.
you are saying,
Bankura.
you are saying.
What's it?
I don't know about that.
The Riras, the safest place to be, and you rather go for such women, depending on what you're going through in your life, and they become an attraction.
A man who knows, you see, a real man will use a demanding woman and keep a contributing woman.
We use a demanding woman and keep a contributing. So basically, you also have to consider what you're going to bring to the table.
Thank you.
That is part of who.
For example, you are a musician. You come out with an album and you want to do a video clip. How many of the ladies that dance in do the artist marry? Zero. If they don't marry half naked women, why are you being half naked with a dream to marry in future? The young girl that despite son married, do you think if she had bad things about her, pictures, unnecessary shots on social media about her, somebody wouldn't have put it there?
They would have actually just...
She knew.
I think the one that came up was her receiving a prophecy from a pastor.
Thank you. If you know who you are and where you are, you will have a sense of where you're going, and that will guide you of how to live your life.
So before you say I do, remember
who you are first,
who you are,
what you are,
what you are,
and where you are.
and where you are. The what you are. Let's visit that for a moment before we get into the 30 main session. What you are. What do you have to be before you say?
Are you mad or good?
I'm good stuck in mud.
So, if you are good, stuck in mud, and you know you are good, do you remain in the mud?
No.
So let what you are, the awareness of what you are, help you change your location before you say,
I do.
Thank you.
Find your potential first.
Thank you, sir. That's all. You don't know what you are about. Anything at all will be tasty in your mouth.
So, if you don't know what you're about, anything at all, if you don't learn to stand for one thing, you can fall for everything. And where will your life be? Before you say I do, the 3 W's, who, what,
And where?
and where. Consider these things, and I think it's going to actually be the ingredient for you to have a long-lasting, beautiful, enterprising, happy ever after. Ram,
Yes, sir.
You are full of it. I mean, thank God for your wisdom. Every time you speak, it's a whole lot.
Thank you.
It's a whole lot. But let me ask you this off record. It's still on record, but off record for me. The traditional weddings and the white weddings in 2024, which one would you go for and advise people to actually look into?
You know me.
But I want to hear you.
So I'm going to say it as it is.
Yeah.
What is white wedding?
Obroni culture.
What is it?
Marriage.
Really?
And then
So what is the traditional one? When your wife cooks for you, do you pray before eating?
I do.
Are you calling her a witch?
No.
Thank you.
I'm thanking the Father who made the land and brought about the produce.
And the woman who prepared.
And the woman who cooked.
So what we take to church that we call wedding, you are just inviting God's blessings upon the marriage. The real marriage took place at home. There's nothing like engagement. No. Engagement is what they use to deceive the girls. No, the kawano. They get wow guy.
On bended knee.
You know the number of engagement and promise rings some ladies have received.
Plenty.
Full of a drawer.
Someone is on the 5th promise.
Thank you. So it's about what both families sit to approve upon.
Both families sit to approve. So are you going to encourage today's youth to concentrate on just paying the bride price and traditionally taking a wife and forget all the fanciness, all the white long veil?
The fanciness you brought to crap on you, fancy for what? Now let me shock you. Why say I do? And immediately after that, you take your wife into a hotel room, that the bed you are going to lie on to start your marriage, to consummate your marriage, has been defiled on many occasions. Then in future, when the man begins to cheat, you don't know the spirit you introduced at the beginning. Yet when the Muslim marries,
that's where
the wife straight to the house. Fire. Why are we Christians? You see, it's okay to copy. But let's copyright. It's okay to copy.
You don't have to
copyright.
The funny thing is, when they call engagement, that they will go and do in the morning, and later they say they are having.
That's the real marriage.
Thank you.
That is marriage.
You know, immediately you leave those circles, and then you go into what you are calling the wedding, and then you bring the no, okay, yeah, what they are calling the wedding, and then you get a signed certificate. You know, you annul what you did in the morning.
No, you don't. You just bring the backing of the law in case there is a divorce, so none will feel cheated. So the signing of the register is a provision of the government. That one brings the backing of the law, because until then, if it is engagement, sometimes the family will chase the woman out. You get nothing after many years of struggling and suffering with the man. So the signing of the register is just to bring the presence of the law in it, so none will feel cheated, used, or abused.
Immediately you take the law part, the traditional part, see.
Now, let me tell you something. The traditional part to you may cease.
No, it's statutory. This is the law in this land.
Because the law takes over. The law takes over.
Exactly. So it announces the traditional marriage. It's taking over.
Before you even go to the court to sign for divorce, you must first annul what you did in both families before going to the court. Until then, you still are not divorced. Check. I'm a minister. I have blessed marriages. I have witnessed divorces. I hate hypocrisy. So I don't want to sound like it's been good throughout. All things work together for good. So both good and bad. Now, until you can go to the court and get your divorce granted. But if you haven't done what needs to
I was going to come to that. Because you can seek divorce and the court will grant it and just
So then the
put the two of you
government
apart.
takes itself out of it.
And the family
law
has nothing to do with it anymore.
That's a lie. Then the family is a weak family. And that's
But you see,
the family can take you on and you will not know. In fact, the family strength is even higher and more powerful than that of the law.
Azamu, when
I
the
like the way
court,
you said also, so you should know who I am talking
when the court says that this marriage is done,
is
the Busha Penny has no say.
okay. In the law.
Exactly.
Come home. You will not sleep in the
Now,
court.
now you're playing the third party. Like you are trying to drag morality and
No, I have not
belief and faith system.
Then why did you not just carry? You see, I told you earlier, Ayagovi, let's copy. Let's copyright. When law becomes the power of lifestyle, wisdom disappears. Wisdom is a product of tradition, not knowledge. Come on. Don't take me there.
There's trouble around. I'm just going to cut this convo right
There
now.
isn't any trouble. The fact that you know book does not mean you are wise.
Thank you very much. The fact that you're wearing wig doesn't
Make you wise. You are just re-quoting.
The white wig.
I didn't say quote. You are re-quoting what the book you read. Now, what about what your elders
I've said.
have taught you? That is what makes you human.
So tradition
Makes you human.
over.
Tradition will always override. You've not lost the taste for bamboo.
No. I just love fried rice for a minute.
And if you like, ask the ladies, how does the guy feels when he comes home and you cook for him?
Homely.
How does he look when you force him to take you to the restaurant?
Ugly.
You are talking out of experience.
You're thinking of pockets.
Thank you.
You're thinking of the driving,
And
the
it
distance.
makes him feel like a son
Yeah,
who have just found a mother.
I know.
When he comes to eat at home, meals you have prepared. Because let me tell you something. Every man is still a baby boy until the wife weans him from the mother. So the first 5 years of your marriage, don't behave like a husband. And you, the wife, don't behave like a wife. Behave like a mother to wean him. And you, the man, behave like a son.
Osofo has just concluded the whole topic. He's just put it all together. It means that the man,
You are still a baby boy.
the baby boy,
Have you stopped breastfeeding?
so suck breast.
Have you stopped breastfeeding?
Osofo, when you talk like
Have you
this,
stopped breastfeeding?
it's like I can't hear
Okay,
you.
have you stopped breastfeeding? Achani, have you?
Oh, I still breast.
You still do. And who is breastfed?
A baby.
So despite your beard, you are still. You can imagine walking around.
Oh, I'm actually backing what you said, though. I'm just wrapping it
You
up.
can
for
imagine
you.
walking around the house. I'm the man. You need to. I'm the man. And then between 9:30, 10, you are
Just
hunting.
hold the back of your head and
You are,
put it.
and then you can imagine what goes on in her mind. So, have you thought of that?
Ninja and Tuatuan.
You see, and I was telling somebody yesterday that if women really know the power
They carry.
they will not fight to be on the same level with men. We are your baby boys.
But they rather go for what a man can do.
Because they don't know who they are. That's why I said you must know who.
That's another topic I would like for us to discuss on. Do you know who you are as a woman?
We'll discover that in scripture pretty soon.
A man is made from soil, but a woman is made from bone. It means that, Charlie, the two are not the same. But who is, well, it's a man's world, they say. But so we are doing 30 straight questions. You cannot skip any question.
What if I want to?
You can't.
I'll just run.
Please lock the doors. 30 questions, you cannot skip any. I want you to be deliberative because we are trying to take your perspective on most of these things that we are going to be asking.
Yes.
And if you feel like the question is too hot, I can put it on ice for you.
Don't worry.
And bring it back.
Should.
If you're ready to go, say yeah.
Yeah.
Growing up, what is the scariest thing you ever did for fun?
The scariest thing I did for fun was, following my friends to go take thought.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
Bar.
Yes,
Only 10.
Kilimanjaro, Agege. You
Now, someone Agege.
Yeah, Agege down there in Kilimanjaro. That was the scariest because my stepdad was a Muslim and my mom also a Muslim. I am a Muslim, but the way my friends are doing it, the scariest, Charlie, was that when you are coming, you chew gum still. It is
Your religion didn't allow you to take alcohol.
Yes. You do all those things and then it's scary. The first day my mom called me, don't ask what happened. Next.
Hey, I'm the one in the chair. Oh, I'm the one asking the question.
Question answered. Don't ask what happened.
Now, what has been the most spiritually challenging thing in your Christian life?
Staying faithful and true unto God through and through.
That's difficult.
Very.
How do you overcome that?
By knowing you are human and He is God.
So mistakes are allowed.
Most definitely.
You think so?
Yes, I have made a lot. I keep making, even now, before getting here, I have made mistakes. I insult drivers in traffic. I do things. I mean, who says I'm perfect before the Lord?
No one.
Our righteousness is like a filthy rag.
And do you feel remorse, especially, the driving, hey, that one, it just comes. You do it before you think about it.
There are some things after doing them, you feel you are mine. And then the Spirit will check you.
Shame on you.
Yeah. I've had that experience a lot of times. God checks me.
I have experienced that.
And sometimes I will try and overtake the person and apologize. And then keep going. My fire with it.
It happened to me in Kumasi. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
So they know you. My own was serious. I wrote down the glass and I said, please, are you driving with license or weighing card? And they was like, oh, so for no jamming. No, what the thing. I was gone.
That driving anger there.
You can't drive and be decent.
I know. God
unless you are being driven.
I know. Unless you are being driven.
And if you are the driver, over fire.
You will fire before you know. Now, would you ever invest in your child's music career if she or he wants to do secularly?
Now, the Bible says, train up a child the way he should grow. Not the way you want to, but the way the child should. That is where we get it wrong. Suggest to the child that this thing has this and that and that and that. But if that is what the child is called for, guide the child. Being secular does not mean you are rotten. You can be decent. What is secular?
You see, that I was going to come to that.
Secular music
is not the opposite of
it's not
worldly. Yes.
Oh, what a rat race, rat race. We got a horse race, we got a human race, but this is a now, wait. Imagine the day. So me and mouse are for it. Now if you take prekun kofa in church, many anumobia and some wood out. This is secular, but full of wisdom. We need to understand what secular music is.
We use the word loose
and what profane music is.
Hardly.
I don't have a challenge if my child, my son, my daughter want to go into secular, but with decency.
Because even the Reverend Father who works outside the church will come and do secular jobs. After the priesthood, they will probably, maybe the father is working in a bank.
If I am.
No,
you are talking about.
I know.
Somebody.
The person works in a bank. That's secular job. So what is secular music in the first place?
Secular came out of the word circulo, secular, something like to go round.
To go round, yeah.
You see, to go round something. So I don't have a challenge.
What makes Reverend Lamptey feel uneasy? Anxious.
The only thing that makes me feel anxious, uneasy, and jet is when I want to hear God and He's silent. I can't sleep. It's an experience. It's like a friend you rely on. Without him, you don't know what next, and he's not talking. You're looking for him, you can't.
And it happens. He promises in the Bible.
Where was he when Jesus said, Father, Father, why have thou forsaken?
Oh, that one day.
It's a human nature. It must happen for you to look for him.
Yeah.
So we all get forsaken. Not forsaken, but you see, the only time the teacher is quiet is when the student is writing an exam. He believes he has taught you enough. So you know what to do, so he will keep quiet.
You have answered well. Hey, also, quickly now you have maneuvered.
Send me a driver.
I love the wisdom. God bless me with it.
Thank you, sir.
Now, what scares you about aging?
Nothing. Aging is something that I'm 58 years. People who are scared
Look, we're younger.
are those who hide their age. Nothing scares me. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And when you are scared of aging, you will live a life of hypocrisy. You try to dye your hair when you are 60, 70, 80. Still, now I die will take me. And if the Bible says your youth is renewed like that of an eagle, it doesn't mean your hair must remain black.
Now they're interpreting it to mean that there's a deformity, that your hair it becomes gray.
Of course, as
Now they're giving chemicals that can correct it. Now, if I know you're a man of God and your dependency on God is like 100%, just like you put earlier.
Yeah.
And God is capable of, He's all-knowing, every corner, everywhere. If He decided to tell you the day, exact date and time that you are going to be taken from this earth, would you want to know?
I would love to know. He will be in trouble. I'll demand to be used more than I'm being used.
It will not scare you?
I told you earlier that aging
not
doesn't
scared.
scare.
No, but you're being told of your death. Like, you died Tuesday, November 16, this and this and this. And
Don't you think it's going to be
at
a
this
privilege
time
not to sin, not to do the wrong thing?
So if that is the case, why is it not so?
It is so. But in the soul, there is O. That is uncertain. We do not know where we are going. Yes, that is the O that comes after the S.
So.
Thank you. So,
I get you.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I'm told when I'm going to leave, of course, they will propel me.
if people
And prepare me for that day. Then life would have been simpler.
if people go for money and they are told when they will die and they still choose it, and God comes to tell you when you will die, Jesus, party Charlie, Kasha flash.
Almost 60.
Yeah,
You just said.
yeah. October I will be 59.
Now you've lived this life. You've seen decades. You've seen time change. You've seen new things coming and all of that. What are you scared about for the next generation?
I'm scared about what technology is going to turn them into. Technology is gradually breaking family values. You see families seated around the dining table.
Everybody is on their phone.
They wake up and they don't go to each other's room to check how they are doing because they are checking on friends who are 1,000 miles away. I'm scared for the next generation what technology will do to them. This time that we have AI coming into the system, I'm scared. What you haven't said, your image can be manipulated, your voice and everything, and it will sound like you. I'm scared of what, because a time is going to come that people will just do this and a screen will open and locate who they are looking for, pull you out and drop you next to them, cut your throat, and you are dead. I'm scared of what technology will do to the next generation. In the next 20 years, if I'm alive, I know you will be alive, but we will meet. You will be able to see what technology has done to society.
What you're talking about is really deep.
Yeah. When growing up, there was no building in this area. We used to come here to catch crabs, and we were united. We were together. We never betrayed each other. We shared. We wake up in the morning and we go to each other. You are on your way to your brother's house and they will meet you.
They are also
You
coming.
think together. In fact, you plan tomorrow today. So when you wake up in the morning, you know where you are meeting. You know, there was
Bela can be.
thank you. There was that in unity. There was patriotism. We loved God. We loved each other. there was no tribalism. We didn't have tribal bigotry. Today,
is there anything that we can do to save it?
in fact, judging where the globe is heading, all you can do is to pray.
Nothing, practicality, the advancement in technology, cut this AI crap.
You see, we cannot stop the advancement of technology, but we can eliminate the foolishness, the manipulative aspect for selfish gain in technology to make humans human. It is greed for wealth that is making technology more valuable than humans. You understand?
I get it.
But when we bring the human nature into life,
I can invent this, but it's not going to help humanity, so I will not.
that is it. But if you say, when I invent it, it's going to give me money and it's going to destroy humanity, but I have the money.
Was it last week that one Tesla is driving on the
Yes.
highway? You saw the video, and then it came to an abrupt stop and caused accident.
Another one that I watched, that all Tesla is like something moved it. Well, we won't say Tesla for them to get up at Ziwi.
Okay.
But
But this one has video evidence.
yeah,
so.
and they were all being moved to one corner in one bush route. So you can't direct your car to a different place. And they are all running into each other because the technology says all of you go there, ram into each other. That is what technology will do.
That's a more fun.
When you have an AI at home and it gets some defect and feels like coming to break your neck.
It will just grab your neck and your thumb.
And since AI is all over the place, at your funeral, they will come there breaking people's necks.
If you could make one rule for everybody to follow in the world, what rule would that be?
Holy Jerusalem. Can we come to this at the end of this interview? So put it down, because I would love that one to be.
You have a question on eyes. Which subject shouldn't be taught in our schools?
Hey, this LGBT Z whatever. It is demeaning,
Insulting,
and inhuman.
inhuman.
They speak against polygamy.
And then
You know why?
Sodom.
Because polygamy will affect their taxation.
But they encourage you to sodomize.
That's the only thing I will. In fact, not that I will ask they shouldn't. I will deal with whoever even thinks.
So it means that you support some George. You're
He knows.
Oh, some George knows that you.
But I've said it in the open.
Okay.
I've said it on several occasions. Everywhere. I detest that. I was called once to talk about it. And I told the gentleman, the more you talk about something, the popular it becomes. Put it in the dustbin. Don't even. And as a media personnel, if you are a Christian, then defend your faith. Because if you allow your stomach to lead you, your destination will be the toilet.
You'll be going running stomach.
The more you eat,
The more you eat,
you go there.
Thank you very much. What household chore do you enjoy doing? I like the way you are like. And I asked mommy, so please.
That is why I'm laughing. Do I even know if it is a household chore? I love to dance to make the family happy. Oh yeah. I love to dance. I did choreography in Cuba.
Okay. You lived in Cuba?
Yeah, I was in Cuba from 81 to 86. So I did choreography.
Hanky Rollins?
Yeah,
Thank you.
the one and only. The best we've ever had. Yeah.
And that's your opinion. So,
Well, I really don't care what you think.
so why
He
are
is
you
the
telling
best.
me?
Well, he is the best. I won't say he was.
Papa J, Papa
And
J.
that's the curse on this nation.
Papa, he did amazing.
We will never ever see proper progress in this nation until we begin to honor our heroes. Ghana is such an ungrateful nation. Let's pick it from beginning to now. Show me one person we have honored. Kwajo will come and honor this man. Kwame will come and dishonor the person, bring another. So can't we honor all in one basket?
In a nation that doesn't honor its hero.
So please, the household chores, I love to dance.
You love to dance. That's your chore.
Yeah.
Yes. Dancing is not a chore entirely. Unless you decide that is what you will call a chore.
Yes.
Okay.
I love to dance, but the household chore I would love to do both. I mean, this question is funny. Okay, I love to enjoy my banku and okros.
Eating is your chore.
You said my household chores. I would want that to be done for me.
Okay.
Not what I would.
But chores are usually when you would do to after all the suffering.
Fruit, what Nigerians call puff puff. I have sold chofi, I have sold wache, I have sold yokagari, I have sold obroni wemu, I have sold scarf, I have sold bodies. What they now call brazier.
Brazier.
Very soon they will call it sister because now it is bra. I have done all this. You still want me to do another job? Oh, let me eat.
I get you. One thing, society will, for some funny reason, you realize that they are all towing a particular line and they believe in something and makes you feel like it's the right thing. Is it every societal belief that you share in, or you beg to differ on something?
I know you've earned another chore, household chore that I love is to dance with us.
Okay, but that's still dancing, so it's still in the
I taught her the salsa original from Cuba, not the photocopy. I've taught her the salsa, I've taught her the wanko, I've taught her the sandunga, I've taught her the pachanga. So sometimes she too few, but she gets.
I understand that you want everybody to know that we're better dancer than your wife.
If it is Agbaja, she will weep. She's a good dancer. She's a good dancer. So.
I get you. So my question was, which public belief do you beg to differ on? I will not forget my question.
God.
Which popular belief do you beg to differ on?
If I beg to differ on, is that what men can do?
Women can do better. Is it you believe they don't have the potential? Or you think it's a wrong necessary?
It's a wrong mission. They are already doing better. So why should they come for the company?
So women are better than men?
Way. I will not beat them.
In what sense?
Okay, God said, I'm taking you to a place that flows with milk and honey. Where do we get milk from?
The cows.
Really? As human, where do we get our milk from?
The cows.
I see.
Ideal milk. I get you. I'm just messing with you.
So God first said, I'm bringing you back tomorrow. And why do you think he said it is not good for the man to be alone? So let me make unto the man a helpmeet. Now, if you need help, you're doing something and you need help. If the one coming has the same strength as you, can you achieve your aim? So how should the person be? Stronger. Thank you.
Twice.
You're thinking about something and you can't get solution, and God says, let's make unto the man a helpmeet. Means the person, look, a 24-year-old lady's IQ equals a 54-year-old man's IQ.
Is this scientifically proven?
You're asking me.
Or maybe
go and ask the elderly man who can sign $100,000 check for a 22-year-old girl in the university. What did she do?
Hey, breast milk.
For forming.
People are paying, But they, I'll see you enjoy with that,
That's
also. Now, one fun activities from childhood has been ruined for kids today. You feel like these things you used to, like you were mentioning, before the day breaks, you've planned your day because today we are going to chase the rats out of this community, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah.
Stealing some eggs from the neighbors.
The neighbors, yes, to go boil and eat or probably fry something.
If you fry, they will catch you.
They will catch you, so you go and boil it. Experience is talking.
Sometimes you set the fire.
Yes,
when you put it in the ash. So the heat.
Cover it. and then will be cooked. So if you get experience, so nobody today. So what kid fun game do you miss, and you feel like this, kids of this generation are missing?
When it's Christmas, and then we use the coconut branches to do the apata, and the activities that goes on in the mama ne papa, mami ne papa, and those things. Yeah, I really miss it. These days you meet them and you ask, do they even know what it is? They don't have any idea. It gave us that, family bonding and anticipation.
It's training
because
for what you're going
thank
to
you.
become.
Parents can even use Christmas hat to put you on track when you misbehave. That if you misbehave, I'll not buy you your Christmas spectacle. I'll not buy you your Christmas wristwatch. And because of that, you see, and all of a sudden, civilization is necessary, but it becomes destructive when it is copied wrongly.
The wrong copying, that has been the trouble. That has been the trouble. Now, what one song brings cheers to your heart any day you hear?
Is Samini around?
He has a piece around.
He's in this area. Yeah. Okay. I will went for my KK. My own.
Okay.
The time I reach and then no money there. My own.
Minya Bindi. I heard there's one from Pessoa, but I don't know why. A day you will never forget in your life.
The day I was attacked in Cuba, 23rd August, 1980.
Attacked for what?
Well, I was amongst one of the, foreign students on the Isle of Youth, and we were all doing one course, and I happened to win. So when I came out of the theater, the Cubans attacked me, and I was left dead on the street. It took a strange man to carry me in a pool of blood to the hospital, and I was there for 3 months.
Were you shot? Were you stabbed?
They used beaten. Those days, dustbins were metal and very heavy, and they used the cover to strike the side of my head. I'll never 24th August, 84.
We thank God for your life.
I'll never forget that. And I was in the hospital for 3 months.
You were in the hospital for 3 months?
Yeah. I remember when the Nakonedo Regiment Rollins came to the hospital. And she was like, that time my name was Ibrahim Udate.
Ibrahim Udate.
And she came there. And I think 3 weeks later, His Excellency President Rollins also came there. And he gave us 10 warning. If you touch a single time, here again.
He was here for me. We've been through the times. I mean, we lived in this country. We've seen the best of it, the worst of it. We've seen the current of it. We've looked at our entertainment industry and we've seen a lot happening to it. I went to visit the deaths. Suzy Winnie, Nanaima, what's her other name, the popular name? Oh, I don't know friends. Ebony. Ebony, we've seen the deaths of some great people, Pami Uso and Santos.
Yeah.
Whose death still remains on your heart?
Terrible Nchaka.
What about
Terrible Nchaka.
What about him?
Terrible Nchaka was a young man who was on his way of becoming Burna Boy, like the Burna Boy we have today. I'm telling you this on the top. Terrible Nchaka could have become like Burna Boy is today.
Was it an attack, you think,
on his life?
The devil trying to stop something?
I don't want to speculate, but I just want to leave it. Sometimes what God shows you hasn't been what you should say.
So if, for instance, God gave you the circumstances of a celebrity's life, what is going to happen next? You know, amidst all this, the police boards and the warnings about prophecies and stuff, would you still go ahead and engage them and tell them?
I'll not say it on social media. I'll look for the person's contact or someone he or she reveres and make sure the person also respects and believes in my calling. Then I'll tell the person, this is what the Lord revealed. And anytime I get a revelation about somebody, I ask God what the person should do. I am not the dog type of observer. I am the cat type. I wait to see the full length before I come out with my report. So I'll then ask God, what should the person do? So when I get someone the person listens to and the person believes in my calling, then I tell the person this and that is what the Lord revealed to me. And this is what the Lord says the person should do.
So you present the problem and you give a solution.
Yeah.
You take your time.
Out.
You don't whoa, you meow. I like that. What is something you consider absolutely unforgivable, even though the Bible says you should forgive?
Nothing. There's nothing.
You can forgive everything.
You are in the media. I would want you to do a research about Ibram Lamptey. I hate, but I don't hate.
I like that. I hate.
I don't hate.
I can't hate nobody, you know.
It's okay to hate. It makes you human. But when you hate, you dehumanize it.
You dehumanize yourself. Now, I'm going to go to the eyes and now revisit that one question because I'm bringing this to a close. You requested that we should put it at a tail end. If you could make one rule. Oh, don't worry about this. I'm the one in the chair. If you could make one rule that everyone had to follow, what will it be? Do for yourself.
Stay in your lane.
You sound like a Tamils.
He is and still remains a role model. He's a man of forgiveness. Check. That's why I told you I don't hate.
That's true.
Yeah.
Nobody
So what you do to him. I mean, why will I occupy a place I can occupy with love, with your hatred? No.
Useless, baseless.
That's why you keep looking young. To keep offense is like drinking poison, waiting for the person who offended you to die.
That is never going to happen. You're killing your own self.
Thank you.
Finally, my final question. I know your love for ex-President Rawlings, the late President Rawlings, but which president that this country has seen met your expectation?
John Dramani Mahama. I won't beat about the bush. It is nothing political. You said president.
I know. An individual.
Thank you.
Great. What about him?
Can I tell you one truth?
Yes, sir.
You asked a question and I told you I'm willing to forgive everything. I can forgive. Check John Mahama. What wasn't done to him before becoming president and even during his presidency
And after.
and after, even till date. A vengeful leader breeds a bitter nation.
But he lets it all go. Is that why?
Didn't you see how united this nation was under him?
We still had MVP. There was division.
I'm not talking about politics.
Okay. We should humanize the situation.
When John Dramani Mahama was the president of the Republic of Ghana, how united was the nation?
I get your point.
Thank you. All of a sudden, look at Ghana now.
Disunited?
NPP, NDC, PPP, CPP. Very soon I'll be coming out with my political party too.
Yours will be newer for us.
Judging from my haircut, I think I have to get a different one.
Okay. Now, we'll be expecting that political party.
That's just on the lighter note. But
I know.
But John Dramani Mahama really, and look at the development. It was spread across. Everywhere you went, I didn't say go, everywhere you went during his governance, you will see some development go on.
Infrastructure.
Something is happening. So, to be nationalistic makes you a father. So this is what I'll talk to the mothers also. Stop raising sons and start raising kings.
Huh? There's a difference.
Yeah. When you raise a son, he will be inward looking. When you raise a king, he becomes national.
Ladies and gentlemen, we cannot continue because we ran out of time. Reverend Lamptey, God bless you.
Yes.
Thank you for answering all my questions. You made it interesting. I am so happy that you
A
came.
way of making me feel comfortable, not feeling tense.
I know. I make it conversational so you can tell me your mind, your perspective.
Thank you very much.
And I really appreciate
I'm
you.
humble.
Every day, every time. Thanks.
you, sir.
God bless her.
Blessings.
And thank you for watching. My name is Quophi Okyeame. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a good one.